Kiechel Fine Art has specialized in contemporary and 20th century regionalist art since it was founded by Vivian Kiechel in 1986. Kiechel Fine Art is now directed by Vivian's son, Buck Kiechel. They represent the John Stewart Curry Estate and are a premier source for work by Thomas Hart Benton and Grant Wood.
I think operating in Lincoln, Nebraska, you're not strictly bound by, I can only hang on my wall what I know is going to sell. We also like to hang on our wall what else our artists are doing.
And I think this is a good place for an artist to be. It's that Greenwich Village loft in New York City is costly, and even Brooklyn now is too. And I think the artist is not here at the whim of a dealer who possibly types them into a style and demands that. I think that artists here, because of the situation and the living situation, can be freer to create. And I think that's what it's all about in the very end. I would obviously like to thank my husband, who always said you could do it, and allowed for art to be brought in and out of our house for 15 years. And also the people that work with us, Josie Stauffer and Gloria Garrett. They have rolled with the punches and seen us grow and gotten us into the 21st century.
I mean, I'd like to, I guess, thank our artists first of all for sticking with us and for a number of years, and they're all obviously an important cog. The mayor, of course, then my wife Lisa, and also the Lincoln art community.
Erika Navarrete is a painter native to California. She received her MFA from the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, where she teaches painting and drawing.
This is a great-sized town, and the art community here is really amazing. They're extremely supportive. I actually am fortunate enough to have been volunteering and invited onto the board of the Hayden Art Center for these past 3 years. So I've been working with them and the community and the exhibitions, and so I sort of, outside of my sort of school here, I've also been very sort of entrenched in the community, and that's been wonderful to meet all these people and the patrons of the arts here, and sort of working and seeing sort of the external community outside of the classroom, and it's been really wonderful to sort of to see how that's growing. I mean, First Fridays are amazing. You can kick the dog out if you want. First Fridays are amazing. They, here there's this community that comes together, open all the gallery doors. It's just like any other great little town, and everyone's sort of friendly and they're supportive. And I think I see it as a growing thing here, and I think that's wonderful. And I feel, very privileged to have been able to sort of have that connection and meet all these wonderful people here in the community. Well, of course, my parents, particularly my mother, who she's always believed in me as an artist. She's never questioned that about me. And Richard Peterson, my initial professor, and then, just along the way, Michelle Fricke, our history professor at the Art Institute. She was just she just listened to you, It went beyond teaching. And then here, there's the wonderful support of the committee I had. My major professors, Keith Jacob Shagan, Aaron Holtz, Krista Mamiya, Francisco Soto, and all these other faculty that were just sort of support people who just really supportive and came in and talked to me, Dana Fritz and Sandra Williams. They've all been, sort of like this wonderful supportive community. I can talk to them, I can come to them. They, they drop in the studio sometimes. They, even after I have finished grad school, they've still been in my life, and I think that's wonderful.
Jenni Brant is the Education Director at the Lux Center for the Arts. Originally from Wisconsin, Jenni came to the University of Nebraska-Lincoln to receive her MFA. She has worked with functional ceramics for 10 years.
I like the overall idea of studio pottery and functional pottery that people can live with and have in their home. I really believe in sort of art in the everyday environment that ordinary people can live with, as opposed to art in the museum that people just go and look at. That was one of the things about ceramics that clicked with me. I'm from a farming background, and it was an art form that seemed super practical. It was something that you lived with. I want to thank first and foremost my parents, because they've been amazingly supportive. It's not every day that when your kid comes home from school and they say, "Mom and Dad, I want to be a potter," that your parents look at you and say, "Go for it," but mine did, and so I really want to thank them for that. And all of my family has always been amazingly supportive of what I do, so I thank them from the bottom of my heart. And thank people like my teachers in the past, Charlie Olson and Carl Borgeson, who were really influential in what I do. And there's other, periphery teachers from Whitewater who were amazing in that. I also want to thank, of course, my partner, Eric Peterson, for all the ways that he supports me in what I do and encourages me to keep going with this. And thanking the people especially who I work with, like Joanne and Stephanie and Carlos, who are just amazingly supportive of what I do, and sometimes letting me take off the time I need to take off when I have to load a kiln and pack work up to send to different places, and just all the other friends and family who are there supporting me in what I do. So it's a great community of people to be in the arts, so I could go on thanking people for half an hour.
I think early in the process, the design team recognized that the aesthetic expression of the bridge needed to pull in some of the language of Lincoln's more significant civic architecture, civic buildings. So if you'll notice some of the details in the building, they're reminiscent of the old Federal Courthouse and Post Office building on 9th and 10th Street, and then Lincoln Station as well, a nearby neighbor of Harris Overpass. So some of the deep raked joints, tapered columns, different surface types were all brought into the bridge, and those were done in a way that they were part of the structure. It was not applied ornamentation to the exterior of a normal bridge structure. They were all integrated into the structural elements of the bridge, and the aesthetics were expressed in that manner.
The advisory council that we had on this project was really invaluable in terms of their input and their ability to go out and meet with their constituents and bring back information so that we were sure that we were mirroring the desires of the community in the building of it. We were also cognizant of the fact that this is a 100-year bridge and there are development plans for the Haymarket, and so we wanted to create a structure that will look like it fits no matter what ends up being developed in this area.
The City of Lincoln has billions and billions of dollars worth of infrastructure that's used every day by our citizens, and those elements of the infrastructure that are in view every day, it's very important that they become part of the community and part of our identity, and we're very proud of the Harris Overpass for that reason. And I think that this award is confirmation that we can accomplish great things and that we can do things that will last for generations that people can enjoy.
Well, we're just thrilled to get this award, and we want to thank the Urban Design Committee for recognizing the bridge and the Lincoln Arts Council for hosting the award.